Okay, well, thank you very much. Ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito po sa programa natin, NikTok, The Real Talk with Nico. Breaking news tayo po. Good news para sa mga supporters ni Inday Sara Duterte, ang Vice Presidente, the Vice President of the Philippines. Dahil po ang Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has made it clear, has announced officially, declaring that the impeachment complaint against Vice President VP Sara is unconstitutional. Ibig sabihin, in other words, they violated, the House of Representatives violated that some rules and regulations of the House, or the rules and regulations of impeachable officer, no? Diyan sa Pilipinas. So, masayang-masaya ang ang mga supporters ni Inday Sara Duterte. Ibig sabihin po, we have been waiting for, or we are waiting until Monday, once the Congress will, or the Senate will convene, and after the State of the Nation address, the fourth State of the Nation address of President Bongbong Marcos, then they are going to convene, as scheduled, convene this impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. But this time around, no need na po. No need for us to wait on Monday dahil because the Supreme Court today, this afternoon, officially announced that the impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte is unconstitutional. In other words, ang Senate po has, or the impeachment court has no jurisdiction. Mayroon mga negative and positive reactions from the public, from the opposition po. Of course, they are not happy with the decision of the Supreme Court. Anyway, before giving you more details regarding the pronouncement, the declaration of the Supreme Court regarding the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte unconstitutional, let me share with you the footage po, official media report, which just broadcast dyan po sa Pilipinas regarding the impeachment trial, or regarding this issue of the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. Let's listen to this. Nandito po ang report po. Let's listen, and then later on, let's talk about the impeachment. This is in Tagalog version. Let's listen to this.
Magandang gabi, Jun. Walang mangyayaring trial o paglilitis laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte kaugnay sa inihain sa kanyang impeachment complaint ngayong taon. Unanimous ang boto ng mga maestrado ng Korte Suprema sa pagdeklara na labag sa konstitusyon ang articles of impeachment na inendorso ng House of Representatives sa Senado. Sa 15 miyembro ng unbanked, 13 ang bumoto na unconstitutional ito, isa ang nag-inhibit at isa ang walang partisipasyon. Ayon sa Supreme Court, barred o labag sa 1-year ban ang ika-4 na impeachment complaint na isinampa sa Senado. Kaya naman wala niyang jurisdiksyon ang mataas na kapulungan ng Kongreso upang aksyonan ito.
In a unanimous decision today, July 25, 2025, the Supreme Court en banc declared the articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte unconstitutional, noting that it is barred by the 1-year rule under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 5 of the Constitution, and that it violates the right to due process enshrined in the Bill of Rights. Therefore, the Senate could not acquire jurisdiction over the impeachment proceedings.
Paliwanag ng Korte, ang 3 naunang impeachment complaints ay kinonsiderang terminated o dismissed nang hindi ito aksyonan ng Kamara hanggang sila ay mag-adjourn. Kaugnay nito, ayon sa Korte, hindi pwedeng sampahan ng panibagong impeachment case ang Vice Presidente bago ang February 6, 2026. Nagsimula ang pagbilang sa 1-year ban ay noong naitransmit ang pang-4 na complaint sa Senado nitong nakaraang February 5.
The court took note that the House and the 19th Congress did not act on the first 3 endorsed complaints, which were considered terminated February 6, 2026.
Dagdag pa ng hukuman, may paglabag sa due process sa proseso ng impeachment. Sabi ng SC, ang articles of impeachment ay dapat may kasamang ebidensya nang ibahagi ito sa House members. At ang ebidensyang ito ay sapat para patunayan ang articles of impeachment. Dapat ding pinasagot muna si VP Sara bago ito i-transmit sa Senado.
The respondent in the impeachment complaint should have been given a chance to be heard on the articles of impeachment and the supporting evidence to prove the charges prior to its transmittal to the Senate, despite the number of endorsements from House members.
Samantala sa kabila ng desisyon ng hukuman, nilinaw nito na hindi ibig sabihin ay absuelto ang Vice Presidente sa mga reklamo laban sa kanya. Ang kanilang desisyon ay hindi naman nakabase sa merito ng kaso. June, kabilang din sa nilinaw ng Korte Suprema sa kanilang naging desisyon, ang impeachment case ay hindi lamang siya political, kundi ito ay isang issue na legal at constitutional. At nilinaw din ng hukuman na pwede pa namang maghain ng apela o motion for reconsideration ng House of Representatives, pero ang kanilang kautusan ay immediately executory, ibig sabihin ay kaagad-agad itong ipinatutupad. Yan ang ating update mula dito sa Maynila. Balik sa June.
Okay, that's it po. You heard officially in the media and during the press conference, ang spokesperson dyan po sa Supreme Court already officially announced that the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte is unconstitutional. It's a big step, according to many Filipinos. It's a big step to the House of Representatives, especially to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, si Speaker Martin Romualdez po. Medyo, you see, the other day or the past few months po, we have been talking about this issue, and a lot of people, some were saying some politicians, senators, are delaying the process and putting the blame on Senator and Senate President Chis Escudero, but Senator Chis Escudero has been saying that he is just following the process, the procedure on the impeachment trial po, and that is the reason why he mentioned that most likely it will be on August 4, wherein the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte will convene officially po, no? Officially. But now we don't have to wait for August 4 because the Supreme Court has already decided that the impeachment complaint is unconstitutional. And let me share with you a news article coming from the Field Star, a mainstream print media newspaper po dyan sa Pilipinas, regarding the report on the impeachment being unconstitutional. So sa mga supporters ni Inday Sara Duterte, and I suppose even Inday Sara Duterte welcomes this announcement coming from the Supreme Court regarding her impeachment complaint. Her impeachment complaint. Okay, let me read you this news article which I picked it up from Field Star. And tomorrow, I suppose, makita na natin po dyan sa Pilipinas all the national papers, including local papers po, no? I think this will run as a banner story or a headline sa mga newspaper dyan sa Pilipinas. Nandito po ang news article which I want to share with you at this very moment. The heading of this news article is Unconstitutional. Supreme Court bars impeachment versus VP Sara Duterte. And here comes the details po. The Supreme Court has blocked the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte, citing a violation of the constitutional one-year ban on filing multiple impeachment complaints. Ito po ang one-year ban policy of impeachable government official po. No? Supreme Court spokesperson Camille Ting announced on Friday, or today, July 26, that the High Court's en-banc, in a unanimous decision, declared the articles of impeachment against Duterte unconstitutional. The impeachment complaint against VP Sara Duterte is barred by the one-year rule, and that a due process and fairness apply in all stages of the impeachment process, Ting said in a press conference today. With impeachment declared unconstitutional, the Senate cannot acquire jurisdiction over the case, according to Ting. However, the High Court clarified that it is not absolving Duterte of the charges, only that a new impeachment complaint may be filed no earlier than February 6, 2026. Kung gusto talaga ang House of Representatives, ang mga congressmen, to file another impeachment complaint against VP Sara, then they can do that po. No? They can do that next year pa, February 6. But we will see po kung mga congressmen, itong Congress, 20th Congress, no? Mga members, whether they will still agree with what Speaker or Martin Romualdez did. This year po ang impeachment po. Mayroon 4 impeachment, 3 po. Na-delay sila po. And it is for this reason po, one of the factors that the Supreme Court decided unanimously to declare the impeachment complaint against VP Sara, or impeachment article against VP Sara, as unconstitutional. The Supreme Court anchored its ruling on Article 9, Section 3, Paragraph 5 of the 1987 Constitution. It may be recalled 4 impeachment complaints were filed against Duterte within a span of 3 months. So it means December, January, February, March. Excuse me. The first was launched on December 2nd, 2024, detailing 24 articles grouped into 4 main categories: graft and corruption, bribery, betrayal of public trust, and other high crimes. 2 more complaints followed on December 4 and December 19, 2024, raising similar allegations, including the alleged misuse of confidential funds and betrayal of public trust. The 4th impeachment complaint was filed on February 5, 2025 by 215 members of the House of Representatives. Even these 215 members po, this issue po has been very controversial and became very hot issue po dyan sa Pilipinas, because there are talks, allegations, rumors that the congressmen were enticed to sign the impeachment complaint against VP Sara in return for some financial or project for their constituents po. No? So it has been controversial. But anyway, let's continue with this news article. Ting further explained that the en-banc's decision stemmed from how the first 3 impeachment complaints were filed, archived, and dismissed before the House adjourned on February 5, the same day the plenary impeached Duterte. To the Supreme Court, to the Supreme Court en-banc, archiving meant that an impeachment proceeding against Duterte was already initiated. Therefore, it believes that the 4th impeachment complaint would serve as initiating another within the same year. Ting also said that while the House was able to comply in including the impeachment complaints within 10 session days from the endorsement, the Supreme Court argues that the Constitution does not grant the House Secretary General or Speaker of the House any discretion to determine when this period commences. She added that the Supreme Court admin said Duterte, as a respondent, should have been given a chance to be heard on the articles of impeachment before it was transmitted to the Senate. The impeachment complaint and the evidence should have also been made available to the members of the House. The House of Representatives must be given reasonable time to reach their independent decision of whether they will endorse an impeachment complaint, King said, reading the decision. The Supreme Court admin also contends that it is the duty, that its duty is to ensure that fairness and due process of law is upheld. The end does not justify the means. Senior Associate Justice Marvick Leonen said in the decision he penned, there is a right way to do the right thing at the right time. This is what the rule of just law means. This is what fairness or due process of law means, even for impeachment. He added. During the press conference, the team clarified that the court's ruling simply mean that the House complaint against the Vice President is unconstitutional, null, and void. In effect, the decision invalidates the Senate's June session as an impeachment court, saying it lacked the jurisdiction to convene. In other words po, walang silbi na yan po ang impeachment court po, no? Ang impeachment court which they officially declared open last June. Ting, however, said that the House of Representatives still has the option to file a motion of reconsideration. Mayroon pa rin po, if the House of Representatives believes that there is a reason for them to file a motion for reconsideration, dyan po sa Supreme Court, they are free to do that. While the decision was unanimous, Associate Justice Alfredo Benjamin inhibited himself from the case, and Associate Justice Maria Filomena Singh was on leave. Yon po ang news article that mayroon po dyan sa Philippine or national newspaper po, and definitely it will be a banner story or headline po, no? Headline yan po bukas. Alright, VP Sara's defense, welcome. Okay, it is expected na mayroon dito po isang notisya pa rin po. And yeah, briefly, let me read you this thing. Vice President Sara Duterte, Duterte's lawyers welcome on Friday, July 25, the Supreme Court's unanimous decision to declare her impeachment unconstitutional, calling the ruling proof that the impeachment proceeding against her were constitutionally infirm from the start. In a statement, Michael Poa, the spokesperson of Duterte's defense team, said they welcomed the High Court's ruling that the articles of impeachment violated the Constitution's one-year bar on impeachment proceedings against the same official. Yun po ang team, ang lawyer, ang team ni VP Sara Duterte welcome the decision of the Supreme Court. Alright, mayroon din tayo dito po. I'll try to see another story wherein na mga reaction po ng mga opposition senators, no? And congressmen. Nandito po. And hold on sandali lang po. So, it's a good news. It's a good news for Inday Sara Duterte, the Vice President, and at the same time sa mga supporters ni Inday Sara Duterte, dahil po the impeachment article of VP Sara Duterte po, nag-declare na po ang Supreme Court, Supreme Court unconstitutional. Sandali po. I'm trying to get alright. Sandali lang po. Mayroon tayo. I'm trying to get ang mga reactions po. Alright, some reaction coming from the opposition senators and other senators po, for senators of the 20th Congress. Several senators have voiced opposition to the Supreme Court's decision that deemed the articles of impeachment against Vice President Duterte unconstitutional. Opposition Senator Risa Hontiveros said that she was dismayed by the decision, saying that the court itself acknowledged that Duterte was not free from accountability. What else can we expect from Senator Risa Hontiveros? Expected na yan po. This is how, ito ang tune ni Senator Risa Hontiveros when it comes to the announcement or declaration or official announcement of the Supreme Court that the impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte is unconstitutional. Sabi ni Senator Risa, all officials of the land have to answer for every Filipino, and the constitutional right of the people to hold their highest officials accountable must always prevail. The people have every right to demand answers. We will fight for this, Hontiveros said in a mix of English and Filipino. Okay, mayroon pa dito. Hontiveros warned that this Supreme Court decision is setting a dangerous precedent that could hinder future efforts to hold a public official accountable. Do you agree? Do you agree? And I suppose a lot of Filipinos, they do not agree with the statement of Senator Risa Hontiveros. Public office is a public trust, Hontiveros said. Hontiveros' political ally, Senator Bam Aquino, was in agreement, saying that the impeachment trial must continue. I call upon my fellow senators to have a caucus so we can explore this decision that disregards our duty in the Constitution. Sabi ni Senator Bam Aquino. Several other senators offered more moderate responses, all insisting that the law must still be followed. Law must still be followed. Sabi ni Senator Tito Soto, Senator Francis Escudero sa main competition for the Senate presidency said that he would rather hear what the House of Representatives had to say. Sabi niya, I was just told by the legal luminary that in this situation, we can discard the Supreme Court decision. Let me study that advice, Senator Tito Soto said. However, Senator Joel Villanueva, Escudero's ally in the Senate, stood by the decision that the impeachment court made to us the House to explain the articles and move commonly viewed as an attempt to delay the impeachment process. And he said, as an impeachment court and as a legislative body, we remain committed to following the Constitution and establish procedures and will continue to do so, Villanueva said. On the other hand, Senator Jinggoy Estrada said that he welcomed the Supreme Court decision, saying he expected that the Senate would accept it. According to him, as a co-equal branch of government, we must abide by the decision of the Supreme Court. Even in a political process like impeachment proceedings, we must adhere to establish procedures and the process to ensure that our actions are neither arbitrary nor solely driven by political agendas. Estrada said. Meanwhile, Duterte's allies in the Senate were quick to rejoice at the decision, including Senator Amy Marcos, who said it was time to wrap it up and work. Yon po. Yon po ang breaking news. Ang breaking news natin po regarding ang impeachment article of Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, wherein the Supreme Court of the Philippines has officially now decided and declared that the move was unconstitutional. And kung gusto daw ang the House of Representatives, members of the House of Representatives, they can file another impeachment complaint, not now, but on or after February 6, 2026. Yan po. Yan po ang latest updates natin. And saan ba yun, ha? Mayroon yan tayo mga, I don't know if I can get this thing. I hope I can get some comments. Comments po from, mayroon tayo dito po comments from Attorney Rowena Guanzon. Let's listen to this po. I hope pwede tayo, we can. Okay, sandali po. A portion of the reaction of Attorney Rowena Guanzon.
The unconstitutional impeachment complaints kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Nakasaad po kasi sa ating saligang batas, ang konstitusyon, na ang impeachable officers, gaya ng Vice President, ay pwede lamang ma-impeach minsan, once lang, sa isang taon, bawat opisyal na impeachable. At ano po ang ginawa dito ni Speaker Romualdez? 4 na complaint po ang pinagpa-file sa isang taon. Hindi lamang 2. 4 talaga. At kaya pinagsagot ang House of Representatives at ang Speaker ng Supreme Court. Sagutin ito mga katanungan ito. Ano nangyari doon sa 3 impeachment complaint? Bakit itong pang-4, ito yung inakyat nyo doon sa Senado? Bilang itong complaint na siyang basihan ng paglilitis o impeachment. Nasaan ang 3? Ano nangyari sa 3? Anong komite ang nagpasa nito? Sinabi pa ng Supreme Court, sagutin ni Speaker. Nabasa ba ng lahat ng congressman at congresswoman ang impeachment complaint na yan bago nila pinirmahan? Di ba may narinig tayong mga haka-haka dyan, pero palagay ko totoo yun, na pinatawag daw ang mga congressman na mga majority, mga congressman na under the thumb of Speaker Romualdez, pinatawag daw at doon sila nagpirmahan. Yung mga hindi pumirma, yun yung hindi pumunta o hindi pinatawag. Kaya, ang tanong ng Supreme Court, nabasa ba ng lahat yung impeachment complaint na yon? Yung pang-4 bago yan pinirmahan ng mga sumangayon? Hindi na po sumagot. Yan ho ang problema. Kung ating House of Representatives ay sinasabi niyang siya, ang Speaker, ay hindi po niya sasagutin ang Supreme Court. Abay, kayo ka lang makakita ng sabi democratic na bansa na ang House of Representatives ay ayong sumagot sa Supreme Court? Sa Amerika na. Pag pinapasagot ng Supreme Court, sasagot talaga lahat ng mga opisyalis ng gobyerno. Aba, ito talagang saksakan na talaga ang kapangyarihan ni Speaker Romualdez sa ilalim ng administrasyon ng kanyang pinsan, ni President BBM. Ito ay isang dagok na naman, hindi lamang dagok ito. Saksak ito sa dibdib ni BBM ang ginawa ng pinsan niyang Speaker of the House. Sa pagmamadali nilang talagang tanggalin si VP Sara para wala na siyang kalaban sa 2028, ay lahat ginawa nilang basta mapadali lang. Kaya ngayon, sasabihin pa ba niya ni Speaker na hindi siya sangayon at hindi sila papayag? Eh ngayon, wala siyang magawa dahil yung Senado, hindi niya uto-uto yan si Senate President Chis Escudero. Siyempre, sasabihin ni Senate President Chis Escudero, salita ng Supreme Court. Ano gagawin namin? Mas mataas pa ba kami sa Korte Suprema? Mas mataas pa ba ang House of Representatives under Speaker Romualdez sa Korte Suprema? BBM, kasalanan po ito lahat ng inyong pinsan. Kaya sana po tanggalin nyo na yan as Speaker. Diyan lang po nakakasama na talaga ng image niyo lalo eh. Kasi lahat ng ginawa niya, simula pa dun sa budget na institutionalize na yung lahat ng mga ayuda dun na ginawa nilang
Alright, yan po, si Attorney Rowena Guanzon po, ang reaction niya tungkol sa desisyon ng Supreme Court po, no? Na it is unconstitutional po ang move to impeach Inday Sara Duterte. Ang reaction naman ng Malacanang through Attorney Claire Castro po, they are calling everybody to respect the decision of the Supreme Court po. No? But I will try to get the more details or detalles po tungkol itong issue. In the meantime, my intention in coming up again for a live program ngayon po, no, is to announce mga kababayan ko dito po sa Malaysia, no? Sa Malaysia, particularly dito sa Sabah, and of course specifically dito sa Kota Kinabalu. I just want to inform all of you, no? Siguro I am not the first one to break the news po, no? But at least it's good enough na I'm taking time to inform you po rather than I'll wait until tomorrow, no? And announce the breaking news. So this is the latest on my part po dito sa NikTok, the real talk with Nico. And expect more reaction coming from the government, both opposition and anti and pro Marcos po, anti and pro Duterte po. Tomorrow I will try to get the more details and mga footages po para at least you will really understand more clearly regarding the issue of the impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. Hindi ba? Inday Sara Duterte, since for the past few months, she keep on telling that she wants this impeachment trial to push through po, no? Para malalaman na daw po who is telling the truth. But even though she's saying that she wants that the impeachment trial will push through po, but on the other hand po, she wants that the procedure in this impeachment complaint po should be followed po, no? Walang violation po. And now ang Supreme Court really found it that may violation po. And that is the reason why the Supreme Court declared it unconstitutional. It's a good news. By this time, I think even our former president, si Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who is now detained at the International Criminal Court Detention Center dyan po sa The Hague, sa Netherlands po. I think he already heard the news, and I'm pretty sure that he is very happy with the developments. Ayan po. Yan po. Okay, before I will end or conclude this episode natin, NikTok, the Real Talk with Nico, on a Friday evening, I also want to pass a message po ang latest updates na nakuha ko po, no? Regarding itong, I call it Thriller in Manila Part 2. Thriller in Manila Part 2 po. Umalis yata si, is it umalis na or will be leaving for what country? Is it Singapore? Si acting mayor of Davao City, si Mayor Sebastian or Baste Duterte po. So ano ba ito? Tuloy ba ito ang Thriller in Manila, Part 2? Ang fight between, it's a fight between between Philippine National Police Chief General Nicolas Torre and acting mayor of Davao City Baste Duterte. Is it a fight or a flight? Is it a flight or a fight? Para sa akin po, if mayroon tayong resulta kay Manny Pacquiao, ang pambansang kamao natin, which they fought, si Pacquiao and versus Mario Barrios the other day po, last week po, no? That was July, nakita natin live, July 19, that was last Sunday. But the actual fight was dyan po sa Las Vegas, July 19 sa Pilipinas. We saw it July 20 po. Ang resulta ng bout nila po is draw. So, itong Duterte Torre charity, so-called charity boxing match po, ano ba ito? Draw or drawing? Yan po, ang NikTok is looking at the itong scenario po ng so-called match between Baste and Nicolas Torre. So with this siguro hanggang dito na lang muna tayo po ang breaking news natin po para sa mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia. And of course, it is also dedicated or intended para sa mga kababayan natin po, not only in Malaysia, but also dyan po sa Pilipinas, and also ang mga overseas Filipino workers sa ibang parte sa mundo. So with this, once again, si Nico Fabian would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. I hope and wish that you are going to have a fruitful, memorable, and problem-free weekend holidays. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.